What will be evidence that we are treating them as equals or more as equals? What?
That we actually start to communicate with them. We actually spend time in their countries. We're actually curious about what they're doing, and that we actually have a dialogue with them. I also feel that same way about communist countries, whether we begin that dialogue. I think it's interesting because when I was younger and I figured out what communism was and what socialism was, when they explained it to me, I was like, oh, so when I was little, I was communist? Like, that's the way I interpreted it, because I remember vividly when I was little, we were playing house, and I was outside and I was picking leaves off the cherry tree to make money. Like, I was picking the money. And I remember thinking, we just shouldn't have to have money. Like, it should just be that everybody goes to work and everybody does their job. And, like, if you make shoes, then you just keep making shoes and you give them away when people need them. And somebody else is just going to keep making food and you just give it when people need it. And it seemed to me like it would just make much more sense if there was no money. And so I think the premise of socialism comes from, like, a really innocent, good place. I think the follow through with how countries have carried it out has led me to believe that I prefer the system we have here in the U.S. But I think about the possibilities, and I think that in general, in every country I've been to, people are genuinely good people. So if we can start there and not hurt nations for long, substantial periods of time, and we can start to see I think if we can start to look at what we're doing today, how it's going to affect 3 generations from now, and we start to talk like that, then I think we'll actually maybe, and that's so if we can start to, the dialogue starts to be around how is this going to affect our children, our children's children. I think instead of every generation winding up in a deeper, darker place, we'll actually maybe, I don't know. So I think the dialogue would have to change.